Be informed. Be guided. Be inspired. As Hector Macalalag Leadership Channel proudly presents the leader on a spotlight.
Sulig best day everyone. Allow me to inspire and share with you the book of John Maxwell, How High Will You Climb? Chapter 5, page 35. The foundational truths about the construction of attitudes. Dear leaders in the public service, John C. Maxwell reminds us that when our attitude crashes, we have two alternatives. We can either alter the difficulty or alter ourselves. Before we look at specific things that help construct attitudes, we must understand some basic principles about attitude formation. The first principle is a child's formative years are the most important thing for instilling the right attitudes. Child specialists generally agree that early development in a positive setting is the main reason for a child's future successes. Attitudes we accept as children are usually attitudes we embrace as adults. It is hard to get away from our early training. The proverb says, "Train up a child in the way he should go. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it." Why? Because the feelings and attitudes we form early in life becomes a part of us. We feel comfortable with them even though they may be wrong. Even if our attitudes make us uncomfortable, they are still difficult to change. The second principle of an attitude formation is an attitude's growth never stops. Our attitudes are formed by our experiences and how we choose to react to them. Therefore, as long as we live, we are forming, changing, or reinforcing attitudes. There is no such thing as an unalterable attitude. We are like the little girl who was asked by her Sunday school teacher, "Who made you?" She replied, "Well, God made part of me." "What do you mean? God made part of you?" asked the surprised teacher. "Well, God made me real little, and I just grew the rest myself." How true! The attitudes formed in our early years do not necessarily remain the same through later years. Many times marriages go through deep waters because of a mate's attitudes change. People sometimes even switch spouse in the middle of life because of an attitude change. The third formation of attitude is the more of our attitude grows in the same foundation, the more solid it becomes. Reinforcement of our foundational attitudes, whether positive or negative, makes them stronger. And now let us go to the fourth attitude formation. Number 4, many builders specialists helps construct our attitude at a certain time and place. In building a home, certain specialists are needed to make the structure complete. Their time may be minimal and their contributions small, yet they are part of the construction of that home. In the same way, certain people come into our lives at various times to help make or break our perspective. And now, let us go to the number 5, attitude formation. There is no such thing as perfect, flawless attitude. In other words, we all have attitudes that need remodeling. Unexpected weather can change our direction and strategy. Our attitudes need adjustment with every change that comes into our lives. Everyone encounters storms in his life that threaten to wreak his attitude. The secret to safe arrival is to continually adjust our perspective. Dear colleagues in the government service, our attitudes that does not remain stagnant. A balloon half blown up is full of air but is not filled to capacity. A rubber band pulls the object it holds together and is effectively only when stretched. What are you encountering that demands the stretching of your attitude? Are you adjusting? Write a statement that identifies what you feel. Will you be your next storm? Now think about the strategy you'll use to encounter a possible bad attitude regarding that situation. This is Dr. Imelda Nazareno Siano. I may not be perfect, human as I am. What makes my attitude of what it is today is for me to balance it. It is my desire to change and reshape my attitudes. Lastly, John Maxwell said, the formula for spiritual success are: if you want to be distressed, look within. If you want to be defeated, look back. If you want to be distracted, look around. If you want to be dismayed, look ahead. If you want to be delivered, look up. Have a desirable attitude ahead. How high will you climb? Thank you.